Okay, here we are. Trashy. How are you, my love? It's so good to see you. Let me see what's going on over here on the YouTube side. Hey, everybody. Hold on a second. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Just give me a minute. So, how do I sound? I miss you too. Do I sound like a clear? I'm going to try to relocate myself. I got a laptop, guys. Hello. Just waiting for hope, for finding hope to join me. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Okay, good. Sounds clear. Let me hop in over here. Okay, good. So I am going to sit on my back deck so I don't have to whisper because crazy girl is asleep. Thank you, Jesus. I don't want to do anything to disrupt that. So I got my new little laptop here. It's super lightweight. Hi, Shelly. It's super lightweight and I really like it. It's cute. It's like a little itty bitty pocket laptop. Oh, there she is. Hold on, let me add her. Here's our girl. Hello, my love.
Hello? Are you live already?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm live.
Yes? Oh, okay.
Yes, we're live.
All right. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
But how are you this fine Sunday? Hey, Unc.
Great. I'm sitting outside, so
Do you have Hope? Are you in? Do you have a link to the YouTube so I can share it with everybody?
do I have what?
Oops, sorry, I kicked myself out because I
I don't
can't
know
hear
what was going
it.
on.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, so anyway, I was going to what I was trying to do was go to YouTube and copy the link to put it in chat. Oh, now
Okay.
oh no, there you are. So I'm going to try to do that. Um, by opening a new tab. Hang in there. So, how is everybody? How was everybody's weekend? Did everybody have a fun St. Pat's?
We know you did.
Let's see. What's that?
No, you did with your cold parade.
Oh yes, I had a lot of fun last weekend. But you know what? My local parade was yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, all parades should be on Saturdays. That just makes sense. That's much better than a Sunday parade if you want to party. All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're here. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I probably am just talking too much. So we're here because we want to share with everybody that we are having a joint channel. Hey Dallas. Hey Dutch. Hello Mo. Um, and it's going to be called Two Partners in Crime. Go ahead, Hope. Tell them about it while I go find the link.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So We want to cover true crime cases again because it kind of seems like the true crime community is not so much true crime anymore. But we have some just older cases and then some current cases that we want to talk about. And then just some current event stuff we'll probably go over too. Um, because me and Audie both have been in the nursing field for quite a while, we have a lot of different experiences and opinions about things. Um, so we'll probably cover some, like, I don't know what you call them, social issues or things, some things kind of going on YouTube, but we do not want drama. I think y'all all know us. We're not big drama people. Oh, can you hear my birds? I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. So I think I was able to pin the channel to the chat. So I can't, if somebody else can let me know if it was pinned. So yeah, so the true crime, at least like the true crime community that we're all like coming from, I feel like has sort of imploded. So let's get back on track and start having some like fun case discussions, some interesting ones, be able to challenge each other without it turning into a shit show, share opinions, clarify some like a lot of like, what's the word, Hope? Like misinformation. I mean, there's just
Yes.
like so much of it. Yeah, and then we'll be able to kind of get back to talking about, what we're all have like a shared interest in. That's what I think. So that's our goal.
Yes.
I know that this morning we were talking a little bit about the Angela Ware case, Crystal Rogers, right? Hope that's her name, Crystal Rogers.
Yes.
I know there's some, like obviously, I see that there's been like people starting to pick up the Watts stuff again. Like we're not Watts Islands. We're not doing it. We're not inviting that chaos over here
Yeah.
at all.
Any
Trashy me.
polarizing cases we don't want.
Yeah, nothing that like anybody's like let's try to all stay removed. Let's try to stay removed and objective and be able to, engage in good discourse without the chaos.
Yes. We kind of sit back and
Oh, Dutch, thank you.
listen to some other live streams, and we'll be talking to each other, and we're like, the misinformation drives us insane because it's being
Yeah, and I
spread.
think what happens to yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Hope.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say what I think what has happened as of late is just people are so like, it doesn't matter what the topic is. There's just like too much personal bullshit that keeps getting wrapped up into like we can't just have any discussions without people like automatically either getting on the defense or thinking it's like more to do than it actually is. So we're going to get away from that. Oh, Unc, I was literally watching this all like I was listening to it while working all last week. I sent you this, Hope. I sent you the link to that case with the fentanyl doctor in Ohio.
Oh, yes, yes.
It was on Long Crime, I think. Whatever that channel is on YouTube that streams like the actual like trials and stuff. So I was watching it, and I like one day, I mean, I kept going back and forth, and this one nurse, this ICU nurse, was testifying, and it was really, really interesting. I obviously didn't get to like that was the only day I was really watching it, and I kept going back because it was a lot. But that's a really good one. That's very interesting, and I haven't heard. I think the nurse was testifying for the defense, so I haven't heard the prosecution side yet either. So yeah, that's a good one. Thanks for mentioning that, because that's definitely a good one worth exploring. So while we're here, anybody have fun spring break plans? Anybody doing anything? exciting? No? Hope, you doing anything exciting for spring break? Or are you doing the same as me? Vacation.
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, me either. I mean, we'll be here. I was considering maybe trying to get away. We were going to do something. We were actually considering Vegas, but now we're like, no, we think we're just going to, if anything, maybe go like somewhere close that we could drive to for like a night or two for Easter.
Yeah. No, I think we're going to
Spend an
plan
Easter
to
at the beach.
go somewhere fall break,
That'll be nice.
possibly.
That'll be good. Something, it's good to have stuff to look forward to. Well, I'm really liking this little laptop. I'm glad I pulled the trigger and got it, but it is little. Like, I wish I could show you guys what it looks like. It's a little guy. It's
It
smaller
sounds
than my
really
son's.
good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, I haven't even, like, I've just played with it, and like there's probably a lot I have to learn because I'm so used to just having like the basic work one that I have, but now this is like my own. I can do what I want on it. I don't have to worry about like firewalls. Like, I couldn't do anything really on that one. So now I can do whatever. No spring break, Dutch. Well, it would be interesting to see how things go at spring break. I mean, we haven't really been, our COVID numbers have been really good, and we haven't really had much going on with that. I know you said you guys were doing good too at your schools and stuff, but it'll be interesting. Thanks, Dallas.
Yeah, our
so
schools had 0 cases last week. So.
yeah, that's amazing with the unmasking too. We all have a lot of germs right now, but I think that just comes with the change of season. And I always said once those masks came off in the schools, the kids are going to be getting everything and bringing it home. So I was anticipating that. Yeah, so I think like another good thing we can do too is well, I always enjoyed like any of the true crime trivias. That kind of stuff is fun to do. And we can look forward to maybe doing things like that. And if anybody has ideas, they should just let us know if you have an idea or a suggestion for something you guys want to discuss.
Yeah, y'all know how to get a hold of us. Any cases that y'all want covered, anything like that.
Yeah. Or you just want to discuss, like if there's like a headline or we get information on something and it's good for an open discussion where we could have like a good panel and stuff about it. I think that's something to do as well. Hi, 3-boy mom. Hi, Chicky KT. Not to be confused with any of the other KTs.
And I think there's some stuff happening on YouTube, not directly in our community, but neighboring, that we want to try to talk about objectively, kind of looking at it. How do I explain that, Audie?
Well, I think like this is how I would explain it. There's things happening out in the YouTube world that are, I think, not directly related to anybody in this community, which let's just call it where we all started from. It's pretty much the ML community. I mean, yes, it's true crime, but that's how everybody kind of got here. That I think is worth exploring because if you're watching it unfold, it can be really like infuriating. But not only that, it really makes you wonder like why people do what they do or why subs. I think the relationship between subs and certain content creators. You have, what's it called? The word that you always say. What's
parasocial relationships.
Yes, is really, really interesting. And I think a lot of that we see, and I think I like talking about that. I just want to, and I know that like me and Hope and a few other people, we have talked about it, but I want to be able to talk about it without it turning into a crazy, like, fight. But, we'll see how that goes. But there's definitely things that I think are worth shedding some light on. That's for sure. Oh, Dutch, I remember reading about that when you had mentioned it to me, and it is very, very interesting. That is a wild story, Hope, if you want to look it up later.
Oh, yeah. Well.
The one that Dutch is mentioning. I found something on YouTube. It was like a little documentary. I can't remember if it was in English or it was subtitled, but either way, It wasn't very long and it was fascinating. It's really wild. It's kind of similar to, remember the girl that was in, I think it was Germany, and her father kept her and locked in that the basement dungeon thing, and he had like all these kids with her. Remember? And then she finally got out and one of the babies was dying. Somebody will
No.
remember what it is. I think it was Germany. It's similar but not, but similar, like where the the father in this case, both cases, had hidden his kids away in this really bizarre world that,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. Any of that stuff is always, I find, very interesting. Yeah, it was Germany, right? Yeah, the girl in the basement. Thank you, Three Boy Mom. I can't remember what that name was. It'll come right to me as soon as we finish up here. But that's another really wild one. But there's been documentaries and stuff done on that already.
I think Dutchie put the name in chat, but I can't
Oh
pronounce
yeah,
that.
she
and I'm
did.
not gonna
Natasha.
try.
Yep. Natasha Camp. How do we say it?
I'm not even trying.
Yeah, decades. Yeah, I think it was decades. It was a really long time. She had like an adult child with him, I think, or close to adult. Like the child was close to an adult age. That was so sick. Well, yeah, so I think we have a lot of good things to look forward to, and especially if we have like some rainy days in the spring, and
Yeah.
I don't do anything anymore. So I mean, I go out my once a month. This will be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
We
Let
kind of
me
are
see.
fascinated with the why behind things, why things happen the way they do, and the psychology of things. I think that's kind of the view me and Audie take on things.
Yeah. Yep. So why did they do that? Why are they responding to this that way? Why are people seeing it a certain way when, like, we may see it another way, or sometimes we challenge each other in what we're seeing. I just
Yeah, we
saw,
definitely
I'm looking
don't
at the comments
agree
through stream.
about
Yep.
everything.
And it's good because we can't be living in echo chambers. Oh, Dutchie, thank you. Hi, Pam. I know, I always forget when you're in StreamYard. If I pop over to YouTube, the chat goes so much quicker. Like it's lags in StreamYard, right? I think so. Or one way or the other, or it's faster in StreamYard and lags here.
I don't even know how to do that.
I know. So, and we're using, let me just mention this too. So we're here on my channel right now because when myself and Hope were setting up the new channel, which we've had, but when I went to go link it to StreamYard, I didn't remember doing this in the past, but it told us we can't enable live streaming for 24 hours. Like, it needed, I guess, to verify the account or something. So that's why we're over here. Otherwise, we would have just went live over there, but we will be going live over there from here on out. So what's the first case we're going to discuss? The Michael Long case. No, just kidding.
Gosh.
Just kidding. Oh, God.
Not happening.
Not.
I don't know.
I don't know yet. We've had a few that we've kind of talked about back and forth. So, no.
I have several that I know a whole lot about that I researched for my channel when I was starting it. So I also thought it would be interesting on some of those for me to cover the case and with Audie on panel, and she can ask me questions as we go along for things that may not be clear, or that sort of thing.
Yes, I love that idea because you're always so good at researching and record keeping. So I know you'll have lots of we'll have things to use. So I really like that idea. I think we should probably start with the Rogers one because there's just so much out there, and we have the polygraph examiner and all that stuff. It's really interesting to even watch. Oh, Memphis 3, don't get me going on that. I could talk about that for I
Oh,
didn't
love
think
it.
people were interested in that anymore. Yeah, we could talk about that for days. Oh, the Ukraine. Oh, I don't so sad. The Ukraine consumed me, like what was going on in the Ukraine. Like that's all I was like watching on TikTok and the news. That it had me getting. I think I was getting not paranoid, but it was adding to my already existing anxiety. And it
Yeah,
was
I
I was
can't.
I called Joe like that a couple weeks ago when he was coming home. I was like, you gotta, get money out of the bank and all this. Like I was like, I'm afraid, and like he's like, okay, enough. Step away from the internet.
You
Um,
messaged me too.
I know I did. I was like, tell your husband to go get money from the bank. I was like all freaked out. I was really getting caught up, and I was just like, okay, I have to step away.
What hearing is
Oh,
coming
there's a
up,
hearing.
Taint?
Oh, I didn't know that. Tank. Well, that would be something good to
Yeah.
explore. There's a hearing. Maybe we can stream it.
I will say that it does draw quite the attention because when Taint they did something on their channel and I commented, I got
Oh, that's
hate
right.
comments. I was like, what is happening here? So
Yes. Yep.
people
Hearing
feel very
schedule.
strongly.
Yeah, the use of new DNA. Okay, let's see. When is this?
Oh, that's right.
Um,
That's right.
yep. Do we have a date yet? Let's see. That will be very interesting. You know what? I have a question. All right, let's see. Okay, I don't see it here. Is well, probably at this point they have a whole new legal team, I'm sure. Anybody remember that attorney that was involved in their case? And I think she was also involved on the Making a Murderer. What's his name? That's another one that draws so much attention. Um, oh gosh, it's on
I
the tip of my
cannot think of
tongue.
his
It'll come to
name.
me in a second. But I can't think of the attorney, the woman. Oh yeah, novels in the comments section.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that I
Hey Nana, how are you? Oh, I think that'll be interesting to delve into, Tate. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm going to keep an eye out on that. That'll be a good one to talk about, especially with new DNA and stuff. Kathleen Zellner, thank you. Um, that's her.
was getting heated. I was, yeah, trying to debunk every argument they had.
Steve Avery.
Yes.
Couldn't think of Steve Avery. Oh, Nana, thank you. I know, and it takes a lot for her to get heated. She doesn't
Yeah, so
easily get frustrated.
this will be me and Audie's streams. Neither one of us can remember names for anything, so.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure I jot things down. I will be more organized than normal. I know so many times we've talked about this, like going live and getting our channel up and going, and then like we all get like, life kind of happens. And I'm the worst because I'm the one that has the toddler, and she, as most of you know, can be very obnoxious in the background, and sometimes it's just not a good time. But she's sleeping, so it worked out good. This time change has us still kind of on a funky schedule for sleeping and napping and all that stuff. But that's all right.
So I also want to
Trashy, it's
talk
so good
about,
to see you back over here. Oh, sorry, Hope. Go ahead.
yes, it is. I want to talk about the vampire cult case that's from the area I'm in because it actually influenced some of my teenage years. And then
Oh.
the Holly Bobo case
Hold on 1 second, guys.
is also one I'm interested in. Because they're kind of around my area and they're just interesting cases. Like it's crazy the things that
Is that the one where she had the boyfriend kill the parents and her brother?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually believed they were vampires and um drank each other's blood and all that. It's crazy. But actually growing up, I there was a certain area that we were told not to go around because that was where they held their meetings. And
Ooh.
I've got some pictures of the building that they used to hang out in, and it's very creepy.
So is this the same one with the guy that had the house that he also had like all these people living in it and they were all or is these I can't remember if that was all tied into the same vampire
No,
killer.
these
Okay, this
were
is this
teenagers.
okay, so Rod Farrell, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, the teen vampire cult leader convicted in the beating deaths of yep. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a good one too. That is weird. See, that kind of stuff is the stuff I feel like we could spend, and I'm sure everybody agrees. Like you could just talk about because there's just so much, like the crime, obviously, but then all of the mental health components, as well as like the age of the people involved, and like how much of it is just like part of their chemistry, like they're kids technically still. So it's really interesting.
And the home life,
Oh, hey,
like
Gen X. Thank you. Have
hey,
fun
Jeanette.
camping.
With him, it was there was a lot of home family things that kind of influenced him to
Sure.
seek a family type atmosphere, and his vampire cult is what he went to.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's never like, I mean, I know there's exceptions to every rule, but whenever you end up with these like really bizarre type of cases, like where there's a lot of like really wacky stuff, there's always some really tragic background. That's my experience. I know there's exceptions to every rule where some people just snap or whatever, but usually it comes with a pretty sad background that kind of got that person to the point that they're at, which I think is really, we can really spend a lot of time talking about that. And
Mo, I'll dress up as a vampire, but I'm not going on camera. But it's a crazy case, and the Holly Bobo case is another fascinating case. And one where I think that they actually have put the wrong people in jail for it.
which case is that you think the wrong people were convicted?
The Holly Bobo case.
Oh, so I think I recall this. See, Ops got a really good inventory of stuff for us to talk about, guys. So, let's. Oh, she was beautiful. Is this the one? She was the nursing student in Tennessee. Was she one found by the car that was lit on fire? Or is that somebody different?
No, that was. I know what you're talking about, but no. That one was crazy
really
too.
Yeah. And they have like they like retraced the boys' steps, but I think after watching whatever I watched, the documentary or whatever it was, I still wasn't certain on what exactly happened. Oh, Trashy,
Yeah.
probably lots of new names. So many names have changed. There's been so much. There's just so much since you've been gone. Girl, just consider it a fresh start. Ooh, JFK, sure.
I know, Mo. We never got around to it. Yes. Yeah, you might need a spreadsheet.
Definitely.
Trashy.
Yeah, Trashy, you need a spreadsheet. So just consider it a clean slate. Just start over. Speaking of JFK, hey, Queen. Oh, yeah, this is my channel, but we're talking about, so Hope and me we have a channel called Two Partners in Crime, and we just can't stream on it yet, not for 24 hours. I don't know why. I should have thought about it sooner. I just forgot that was like something you had to do. I don't remember doing that. So we're just using my channel to talk about it, but going forward, we'll be going live on that channel. So Two Partners in Crime, thanks for coming by. So this is going to sound really weird, but it is kind of interesting. I was binging a show. I think it was on Netflix, The Umbrella Academy, and it's a strange show. It's certainly not for everybody. It's like a sci-fi fantasy type of thing, but it talks about time travel, and there's a lot of JFK talk in that show and what exactly happened, and I found it very interesting. Hey, Patty.
Hi, Patty. Thank you.
Oh, Mo, you're so clever. Did you see that? Oh, two
Yeah, I
partners.
just saw it.
Oh, no. Huh. We needed your big brain when we were thinking of it. Umbrella Academy. Oh, I'm so glad somebody else watches it. So, just on a quick sidebar, as I usually do. So right now, just if anybody needs two good shows to watch that I'm currently obsessing over, okay? Snowpiercer, which I didn't realize it was a TNT show. I've been watching it on HBO, I think, because that's where the first 2 seasons were, but it's a TNT show, so that's currently still running. And Raised by Wolves. But that's only if you like the weird stuff. Like sci-fi kind of weird stuff. Oh, I hear the wind. Hope.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not bad. It's calming. It's nice between your birds and the wind. I love it. Oh, see, Snowpiercer. People watch it. It's really good. I know you don't like to watch TV, but I've been telling you.
I thought that was a movie for some reason.
It was. Okay,
Snowpiercer.
so I can remember when I first watched the movie. It was when I first moved into this house. Like I remember this. I was laying on my couch. Like, I remember it. The movie was terrible. It was not good. The series, so good. So good. Well, Criminal Minds I haven't watched in a while. Again, you're busy on the YouTube streets today. I know. I made tempura shrimp. Like, I didn't make it. It was from Trader Joe's, and I just put it in the oven. And CJ, she really liked it. She ate 3 of them. Because I just saw that you're baking bread. That was the extent of my cooking today. The series is so good, Three Boy Mom. I know. It's so good. But I'm telling you, Raised by Wolves, even if you don't like sci-fi, you guys, you have to, it looks weird. Give it a chance. Hey, Meow. I'm sorry, because I didn't even think to message you, honestly, because I was thinking still in my brain that you were away. But we're talking about me and Hope's new channel, Two Partners in Crime. So I pinned the link. It should still be up there to sub to the channel. That's where we're going to be going live from going forward. And we're going to do, for the people just coming in now, we're going to be kind of getting back to the grassroots, discussing cases, discussing, different current events. And we even are going to maybe, depending on how things go, discuss like some hot top. What is the word you used? Like YouTube, things happening on YouTube, but away from this community. So, it's not involving anybody specific over here.
Sorry, my
Oh,
wind is
crawfish.
getting...
I wish I could get crawfish. I'm sure we can get it here.
Oh, I've got some in my yard. I can...
Like real crawfish in your yard? Wait,
Yeah.
wait. They go in your yard? I thought you have to get them from the water.
Well, the ditches. Did you not remember the picture I posted?
That's why they call them mud bugs.
Yeah.
Yep, because they're like in creeks and stuff.
By my sidewalk.
Oh, I really, really want to go one day and eat like a whole big pot of them like I see on TikTok.
I can mail you some.
Put some on some ice. Oh, Lord.
Yep. Send them on over.
Oh, yeah. I will, Mia. That's a good idea. That's right. Oh, that might be good, too, once in a while we could talk about. Hope, too, is like some of the YouTube court stuff when there's like a really good case. If I catch one, I'll try to remember. If anybody's interested, we could talk about that. Because there's been some doozies, whether even outside of the like the CPS stuff, because that's a whole nother animal. And I don't know how much I'd feel about talking about people's private CPS cases, but even in the regular courts, like the criminal stuff.
Yeah, I love watching criminal court cases.
Yeah.
Hey, AYB.
Hey, bartender. Oh, yeah. I hope everybody's having a nice Sunday. It's really beautiful out here today. Is everybody having nice weather? I know you are, Hope, because you're outside.
Yes.
Because you were just having crazy storms, weren't you?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we've been everywhere. We've had 70-degree nice weather and then 30-degree days and then back to 60. It's insane.
that was us. But now the last few days, like ever since Joe's been back to work, it's been beautiful. Of course, that's what
Of
he
course,
said.
yeah.
Figures when I get back to work, it's going to be beautiful. I know, bartender. That's what I said. I was so happy to see her here. See her. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in this close to 60. A few cold days coming up in the 40s, but um, yeah. So
Yeah,
anything else?
CPS is going to be a thing that we discuss at some point in time, just
Yes,
because
it
we kind
is.
of had experience from our nursing side of things and the social side of it. Um,
Mm-hmm. And I think, like, just to kind of, you know, not here. Forget about everybody, and I'm going to use this community. You guys all know what I'm meaning. Forget this community. Like, even observing things far removed from here, and it's almost a crime in itself. If we're speaking of crimes, when we see strangers like weaponizing things like CPS against each other. So I think it's important to understand how damaging that is to the children.
yeah, so we want to look at
Oh,
it more
yeah,
from
you're so sweet.
the process, how the
Mm-hmm.
process happens and what's involved and the outcomes and things that can happen. And
Yeah. And for anybody, and I mean, not that it's, I mean, this is really where I learned a lot. And I know Meow's over there too. There's a few other people. Even watching like the CPS cases, I've learned so much, like, because I was really down that rabbit hole of just watching them on court all day
yeah,
or listening to them working. And it opened my eyes so much to what, and I know it's very limited because it's was mostly in a certain part of Texas that I was watching, but I still learned a lot, and it made me go and look into our own laws here. Hi, Rada. So I think that'll be
yeah,
another good topic. I mean, there's so much, guys. Like there's so much we can talk about, and I really want us to get back to being able to do that and have discussions about stuff that doesn't directly affect each other, like stuff we
yes.
can really just kind of banter back and forth about. Um. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Nana on the court thing. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I worked as a case manager for 10 plus years at the hospital, and so I took call as a social worker on the weekends. So I got the experience of being in that role of making the reports and what goes into it. And we actually make reports for 3 different states because of where I live. So, and I'm researching the laws in all the states because I want to know what we're talking about when we do it, because we want to be kind of objective looking at things and not emotional.
Yep. And that's the biggie. I think, which we sometimes can't help it because I know I'm certainly guilty of it. Um, it's very hard to not get like emotional, when we're talking about like some like pretty serious stuff, but we really need to try to be able to talk about it. Hold on. Dr. Death out of Dallas. He's sued. Oh, so Mo, that's very
No.
interesting because it's not similar, but it does kind of fall under the same guise as the fentanyl doctor. I think it was 14 people he was being charged with killing.
Interesting. I have to look into that too.
Yeah, let's look into that. Drama free space. That's what this is. Okay, I want to try. Let me go back to the YouTube side of this. Let's see if I can tag. Nope, I don't know how to do that. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. Trashy asked, "Are we going to do games?" I was like, "Yeah, I would like to do true crime trivia."
Yeah.
That was fun. Like any trivia games are fun. Um,
I think it's somewhat easier for me and you to look objectively at things because of nursing. I'm sure, excuse me, I can relate to that too because
yes. Yeah.
you have to be able to step away from your emotions to do a lot of nursing things. So
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes we do it like I think it becomes like after you do, of course, for anybody that's new into any sort of I think healthcare, it's very hard in the beginning, but after a while, then you almost have to be careful. Like I do it in my own life sometimes, right?
Yes.
Like sometimes I'm too like even with like my own kids, if like they get a boo boo or you know not so much the little one, but the other one like he went through it with his arm, like he's complaining. I'm just
Yeah.
like no, you know it's fine. Like trying to not overreact or become emotional, but you know so it's a good characteristic and I think it's good in this environment. you know I think it
Yes.
puts us in a unique position, and I think it's also good to be reminded too, like sometimes we could be a little like my mom used to always use the word like stoic, like oh you're being too stoic, you're being too nursey, like allow yourself to kind of feel a little bit, and sometimes you need that.
Yes.
But it's good to be able to have a mix of people with um different feelings about these things. I mean, that's what I think this whole YouTube, especially in a true crime community or anywhere where there's a lot of commentary. I think that's the whole point is to be able to get people together with different ideas, different viewpoints, and then share those viewpoints because you never know what you'll learn. Like you could either it could solidify your thinking or it can completely change the way you feel about something. And that's the beauty of it. But for some reason, as of late, it's just been fighting.
Well, it seems like people are so closed off to accepting other
Yep.
people's views, and everybody seems so convinced that they're right and that's the only right answer. And
Well, yep. And I think that's obviously, I'm sure everybody has experienced that sometimes we have to take a step back and look at whatever it is we're discussing with an open mind. Me either, Pecan Pie, I say it all the time. Like nothing makes me crazier than people that just compromise their own beliefs and just to appease whoever. Which is weird.
yes,
We've seen plenty of that.
and it's how boring would life be?
I
And I
know, right?
am always saying, like, I don't agree with everything my husband does or says, but that doesn't mean I need to divorce my husband and quit talking to him.
I
It's,
know.
we
Or go
all,
crazy, call his job and tell him how much of a jerk he is,
yeah,
because you guys disagree on something. It's wild.
it's normal for people to have different viewpoints and opinions, and that's normal.
That's what we want. That's what we want. Be able to bounce off one another. And we want everybody to feel like they can share their opinions on things, even when like sometimes there's an unpopular opinion. No, there could be a really um like hot topic, right? Or a case that's really public. And somebody may have the unpopular opinion about what's happening. And that's like, I want us to be able to have a place where people can come share that and we can talk about it.
Well, speaking of, I want to do a live on the quote opioid crisis, which will be a
Oh,
hot
that's a good
topic, I
one.
know.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
but I am a chronic pain patient, so I have a lot of opinions about it.
Yes. Yeah. That is definitely something we'll schedule and we'll get some good resources. And because I think that there's just so many misconceptions and so many like there's so much stigma and just
Yes.
bad information out there.
Well, and it's a
Oh,
problem
Nana,
that,
I just saw. I'm glad that you got your teeth.
oh, yes, I'm terrible about
Sorry, go
trying
ahead.
to read and,
I know, and
um,
I have two. I'm fancy now with my devices.
you are. I, it's something that healthcare actually created. This opioid problem,
Yep.
healthcare created it because we made pain that fifth vital sign, and it became something
Oh yes,
hospitals had to look
and
at to get paid.
yep, and we've
So,
also created we healthcare now in 2022 today has done such a disservice now because of of the way things have evolved. It's mind blowing. That's a really, really good topic.
Yes.
Hold on one second. Yeah, Dutch it is. I think now I don't know. I can only speak for my experiences locally. So when I first became a nurse, it was in the time of pain was becoming really big and how we manage it and how we respect it. And pain was what the patient told you. The patient could be hula hooping in the room, but if they told you their pain was a 10 out of 10, you had to treat that pain as a 10 out of 10. Like you don't question, like you could certainly ask, where and how severe, things like that, but you treated the pain as whatever they told you. I also worked in an area where it was a pain, people in a lot of pain, because I was doing post-op orthopedics, and I also had part of my unit was sickle cell. So it was people in pain chronically, but I was giving a lot of pain medication out in a 12-hour shift. I mean, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it never crossed my mind. Like at the time in my mind, especially the new nurse, I felt like, oh, I'm helping, you're giving these people relief. But then it went the other extreme where we just cut it was whatever happened with OxyContin. And when it became, what was going on in the streets and stuff, it became where it didn't matter how much the patient was suffering. You had to go through so many hoops to just be able to medicate them. So it's a really, really good topic that takes a lot of good research and a lot of good information to share on it. And I think you have such an important perspective to share. I think it'll be really great.
Yeah, I think, and people don't realize how the medical field is run by insurance companies so strongly.
Oh, yes.
So the whole reason that the opioid thing became an issue was because Medicare guidelines and surveys, it's really the surveys that patients do, kind of dictate the care that's given. So when pain became a major complaint of patients, it became Medicare's goal to make sure pain was taken care of. And so that's what we did. And then pain medicine was given away so freely.
I remember a time I was in the hospital for I had not pyloric stenosis. Oh my God, that's what the baby had. What do you call it? Pyelonephritis.
Yes.
And I didn't even have insurance yet. I was still in my 3 months of orientation. Like I just started working as a nurse, and again, it was such a different time then. But whatever. I'm telling you, I had so much pain. I don't remember to this day my hospital stay. I think every time I even said boo, the nurses were giving me Dilaudid. Like I had so much pain medication while I was admitted. I don't remember the hospital stay. I remember waking up on my mom's couch. I remember going into the hospital. I remember waking up on my mom's couch 2 or 3 days later. Like it was, I don't I'm sure I was saying I was in pain. Who knows? You know what I mean? But now you don't even get a Percocet if you have a baby. If you do a vaginal delivery with no pain meds.
I had a Dilaudid PCA after my third C-section. I don't
could you imagine now? You can't even get. I don't even know that they use PC. I mean, I'm sure they use them to some degree, but it's crazy.
And now you have pharmacies that actually refuse to fill pain medications.
Oh yeah.
And
no, I mean, I've seen
committing suicide.
Yep. It's really gone. There's a lot of interesting people that advocate for good pain management on TikTok. I've seen a few of them that their sole purpose is to advocate and legislate to find some happy medium. See, that's the problem. We went from one extreme to the other. We didn't find a common ground.
Right. Yep.
So in that case that Unc was talking about with the doctor in Ohio, so the one testimony that I heard that was really interesting was it was a patient that was being extubated and he was a DNR. He was septic. It was a whole bunch of stuff. So they were medicating him. And I think the nurse said that the doctor ordered and that he checked with the pharmacy something like 1,000 micrograms of fentanyl. He at post extubation, after they took the breathing tube out, and the nurse questioned it, but he said, no, this is what I want. And then also, hi Mia. And the pharmacist even questioned it, but they still gave, like, you have to take that out of a Pyxis machine, but they gave it to him. And I guess the family, I don't know, that's what was the first person that this guy's been charged with murdering with fentanyl. But yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, hip surgery. My sister had a bilateral. Yeah, that was crazy. 1,000 micrograms. So that's the guy so I don't know. That was just one patient out of the 14. So I didn't get to hear the rest.
Wow.
But Pecan, my sister had a bilateral mastectomy and a reconstruction. She had a one-step surgery. So she went in and had her mastectomy in the morning, and they did her reconstruction in the same day, like it's always done in one, and it was nipple sparing. So it was a really complicated, long surgery. And they did a nerve block, which she said was amazing for about the first 2 days. But once that wore off, she was on Tylenol and Motrin. Like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, she did okay, but I was like, you're kidding me. Like, I was taught that you can't heal, like, if you're suffering in pain. Like, it's bad for your healing process. And they didn't even give her like the prescription strength Motrin. She just was taking 4 Advil. It was crazy.
That is crazy.
I couldn't believe it. And the plastic surgeon said, no, these nerve blocks we do now, they're called, I forget what they're called, whatever, are really, really good. So, like, you should be okay. And she's like, okay, but I'm not. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I get it should be good, but, I'm not. So, yeah. So I'm not surprised to see that about any sort of a joint replacement. Same experience.
There's just so much to talk about on the topic.
Mm-hmm. Gotta turn Peppa Pig down. It was getting a little loud back there. Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. There's just so many things we can talk about in regards to that. See, there's so many important things out there that need to be discussed amongst us clever minds.
Yes.
That I think then the chat has so much to contribute. I think the pain management stuff, though, is interesting because I think everybody in some way, shape, or form has experienced something where either there was a lack in pain management, or maybe they thought they were too aggressively treated, or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody has a story about that or an experience.
I think I go to pain management, and I think it is a money-making business.
Oh, God, yeah.
Really do.
I mean, why do we need pain management? Yeah, like, what happened to our internist and primary care doctors treating the people? This is like, I know I'm going to get on a rant, but this is my impression when you have an internal medicine doc or a primary care doctor, right? You choose that doctor because that's who's managing your health, and that's somebody that gets to know you. And I understand the need for specialists. Of course I do. But when it comes to something like pain management, unless we're talking about interventional stuff where you need injections and things like that, but traditional pain management, why? Is it because we've limited internists and they're not allowed to prescribe as much? Or, like, what is the deal? Like, why are we taking the patients we know the best, know their history, and sending them out to have their pain managed? I just don't get it. It
became worse with the opioid crisis thing and the CDC's recommendations because my internal medicine doctor had always prescribed all of my medications for me. And he knows my full health, everything going on with me.
Sure.
And it worked really well. And when the CDC thing went through where they did their recommendations and doctors started getting arrested, especially in the state I'm in, there were several arrested, so they wouldn't do it anymore. So you go to pain management, and then I take a benzo along with an opioid, so I therefore have to go to the doctor every month. So that's a $30 copay.
Sure.
Every month to go in for 10 minutes, say I'm doing okay, and leave. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we see that and I'm very pro MAP programs. Like, I am very pro, and I know it's not related to pain management, but it's just another one where if they gave and I know it's not appropriate for maybe every situation, but you do have people like, I don't know, internists should be able to manage like okay, let's just say you have a patient that was using long-term opiates and needed and wants to come off of them and wants to do it the right way. Like the fact that they have to then find a MAP doctor, which is always cash. I don't think, I mean, maybe there's some Medicaid program. I'm not sure. Just from my experience with my patients, they're spending, never mind the copays, they're paying, these are insured people paying a lot of money a month just to get off the meds. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like it's wild.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Mia, go clean.
Bye, Mia.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
just so that's a really, really good thing we should definitely cover, I think.
Yes. Right, Nana. They can prescribe it. They're just scared to because
Yeah.
there's watching it so closely. Doctors are terrified.
Oh
And
my
even the
gosh. And
pain
I'm
management doctors are.
yeah. Yeah. And I mean they've been pigeonholed too. I'm not blaming the doctors by any means. I think they're put in a position if they want to continue to practice and make and be successful and not have the DEA on their ass and everything else. And they have that's like their only choice. I mean,
It
it's
comes
just a
down
really
to
strange
our healthcare system is broken and has been for a long
incredibly.
time.
Yep. Yeah, see, Nana, that's terrible. Hey, Jill,
Hey, Jill.
nice to see you. Yeah, it's a shame that you that when you're this what's been going on, but I think these are really really good things, and there's lots of legislation. I listened to the just speaking of healthcare, when the president did his State of the Union or whatever you say the Union, and of course, what stood out to me was he had that young boy there, the type 1 diabetic, and was talking about capping insulin prices again, which has been talked about for so long. And certainly that's not the only drug that's overpriced. But I mean, I feel like it has to come from legislation, right? To change anything. And all we hear is like talking points, talking points. Never ever,
Yes.
nothing. Nothing's been done. I mean, even with affordable care, like it was a good idea, but it needed to be perfected. And it kind of just got left in this weird space that has not been perfected yet. Yes, yes,
No.
President. During your State of Union address,
Yes,
hide your
Nana.
kids, hide your wife.
That is what pain management told me too. And what's insane to me is people like me and you that have been on the same dose for years and have had no problems, and yet we're lumped into this group where we have to be monitored closely or taken off of something because of the CDC recommendations. It's insane.
Yep, and you're not the offenders, right? Like you guys don't have. I mean, I'm saying this like speaking from the people that, like, there is no like. Of course, there's people that abuse the system, abuse the process, whatever. I've seen people seeking and all that stuff, but you're not those people. So the people that do what they're supposed to do, follow the directions, work on wanting to have some quality of life, there should be some way to distinguish between them and then the people that are abusing, right? But
Yes.
no, we just lumped everybody together.
Yes.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, insulin is
So,
ridiculous. It's
oh my gosh, the insulin stuff is it's the cost to this the most frustrating thing, and this has not changed in so long, is the cost of production versus the retail, like what it costs on the
mm-hmm.
shelf. There's just never an excuse. I think a very interesting point that was made that if all insulin manufacturers said we're still going to sell insulin, let's say for $30 a vial, right? We're not giving it away, still going to charge $30 a vial, they would still be making like quadruple in what it costs to produce it. So imagine what they're making now, you know?
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
crazy. And
Nobody
the
should have to
hospitals,
waste. Don't get me started on that.
yeah, we did patient assistance in case management, and there's just not a lot of patient assistance for insulin. And when you're in the hospital, the vial of insulin they use on you, they just throw away when you're
Yep.
discharged. So we
Yep.
would always track them down and say, do not, relabel that for home use. Like this patient can take it home and use it and not have to pay for a new bottle.
I know. I have advocated because obviously, I mean, of course, I guess I could go fight legislation if I want to, but just in my hospital alone, like this ridiculousness of not discharging patients home with their insulin, whether it's a pen or a vial, why are we tossing it? They paid for it. You're
Yeah.
charging them for this. You're not billing the insurance company per dose. You're not
Right.
billing these cash pay people or charity care, whatever, per dose. You're charging them for the entire either pen or vial. And the fact that we are dumping it is a crime. And you know what? There's another interesting thing that comes up a lot. I get a lot of pregnant women, obviously, and they have baby. They no longer need their insulin. See, this doesn't exist locally to me, but they're left with a ton of even unopened brand new insulin. There's nothing they can do with it unless like they do it on the
Right.
black market because they can't, like, shelters won't take it. Even the animal, like the ASPCA and stuff, won't take it anymore because, for animals that need it, like, they're basically told to throw it away. Like, come on.
Yes.
Like, I got parents that need it for their kids. Like, it's so sad. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But there's so much out there that we all need to be talking about. And that's just one of them.
Yes.
The pain management is huge, the opioid stuff, and obviously the insulin stuff. Half the dose and half the quantity and push surgery. I mean, told me, yeah. No, that's terrible. I don't get it. And surgery, you go for surgeries, whatever it could be, orthopedic, spine, whatever's going on, but that's going to result in more pain management. I mean, there isn't a person there's not a human being, I don't care how tough you are, that can go in and have their body cut open for whatever reason and not experience any sort of pain afterwards. Come on. That's just not the way the body works.
Yeah, that's the
I
difficult
agree.
thing with it is it's such an individual experience because everybody's pain tolerance is different and um, it's a really hard thing to manage, but it's not being managed well.
Nope.
And yes, trashy.
Yeah, so
Totally agree. And
yep.
that's it. A lot of patients don't know that they've paid for that bottle of insulin when they're
No,
in
they
the
don't.
hospital
Nope.
and that it's getting thrown away when they leave.
I know, like that in itself, you would think is like some sort of weird theft, like insurance fraud or something, but it's
Yeah.
not. You would think, like, oh, we opened a $500 vial of insulin and we gave you 2 doses post op because your sugar was a little high, even though you may not need it, and then we toss it. Like, there isn't even like a vial they could just draw from for each patient, which I know is super frowned upon, but it's technically more cost effective. But that's crazy. The pens can only be used for one person. Yes, technically, yes. Even though you change the pen needle, 1 insulin pen per person. Vial, same thing, 1 insulin vial per person. But the difference is a pen has 150 units of insulin in it. A vial has 1,000. So if you open a vial of insulin and only use, 20 units out of it, you're tossing 980 units of insulin.
Money.
It's frustrating. Yeah, a lot of money. But so what are you going to, just kind of segueing, what are you going to do for dinner tonight? Because now I'm thinking about it's 4:30. Are you cooking? Are you doing takeout? Lighten the mood a
I
little?
do not know.
You didn't even think about it
Probably
yet, did you?
cooking.
I know, you
No.
cook a lot. I
I
didn't
don't live
take,
near
I was going to
anything.
make, I know, you can't do like DoorDash, right? Or Uber
Right.
Eats.
We don't have pizza delivery. We don't have Uber Eats. We don't have
Nothing?
DoorDash.
Really?
No.
Are you sure? Check your Grubhub. See if somebody will bring you something.
I'm positive.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how I live. You know me. There's some days that we get 2 or 3 meals. I get like Starbucks DoorDashed in the morning and then sushi at lunch. I'm terrible. It's a waste of money, though.
Same way.
I mean, sometimes it's just too convenient. It's just too convenient.
Yes.
I thought I was having like a hot flash. I just saw Nana post something about menopause like 2 or 3 weekends ago when we went out that Sunday. I don't know if I told you about this. I was so hot. Like, if that's what a hot flash is, like, I couldn't cool down. I even said to my girlfriend, when I saw her at the parade. I said I wanted to hang my tatas out the window. It was 30 degrees out. I was so hot. No matter what I did, I couldn't cool down. It made me sick to my stomach. Even when we got home, I thought maybe the restaurant was just too hot. Like, ugh, it was terrible. So it made me think maybe I was getting a hot flash. And I saw Nana's comment and I was like, oh, menopause. We talk about that too. For No Tail, can't get DoorDash either. It'd be cold by the time they got it. So no ice cream DoorDash, it'd be melted. I get bubble tea DoorDashed. I've had ice cream like as a dessert to meals DoorDashed. Oh, I've gotten Dairy Queen DoorDashed. But see, my Dairy Queen is different than your guys' Dairy Queen, right? Because your Dairy Queen serves food, right?
Yours doesn't?
Like growing up, no. Dairy Queen by me, all the Dairy Queens was ice cream only, like soft serve, like vanilla, chocolate, and then like a swirl with all the different dips and stuff that you could dip the ice cream in. No food. Ice cream
Oh,
only.
wow.
Yep.
Well, Dairy Queen's got good food.
I've heard. Actually, I think there might be one like not close to me though, like up the main highway that maybe serves food, but like we never went there. The ones about around my house, all ice cream.
I've actually thought if I opened a pizza franchise in my area, I would probably make a killing.
Yeah, you probably would. If there's none in your area and you opened a Domino's or Papa John's or something.
Yeah. There's
That's
nothing.
I've seen like the DQ that serves like burgers and stuff like that. Nope.
Yeah, chicken strip baskets.
Nope, not here. Oh, Nana's making burgers. I had that made that shrimp tempura stuff, but we had that kind of for lunch. I have leftover pasta I could do something with, I guess. I have soup dumplings too in the freezer I could heat up. CJ likes
I
those.
do have steaks I could cook, but that's a lot of work.
Nana, that's how I felt. I'm telling you, it was not a flash. It was ongoing and it was the worst feeling. It was making me nauseous. I was like, either I ate, first I thought maybe I ate something bad, but everybody else was fine. That's how much it upset my stomach. But it was the intense, like internal heat. That's all I can describe it as. You could have fried an egg on my back. Ooh, chicken stew. Yummy. Oh, Max just slammed the door. That'll probably, or the wind did. Oh, it's 80 degrees for Jill Jacks. I was happy with 60. 80, I would have been blowing up the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, Patty, I hear you. I've had weeks where crazy work weeks, especially when my husband's gone, where I'm ordering out all the time. But then I have like buyer's remorse at the end of the week when I'm like, I cannot believe that I have a house full of food and I spent this much on takeout.
I hope your cat's doing better.
Yes, I hope so too. Poor kitty.
I need Mo to come live and be my chef. Just cook all my
Chicken
meals for me.
stew. Is chicken stew the same as beef stew but with chicken? Same idea. Like it's got that like reddish, I don't know the right way, like a stewy, or is it more like a chicken and dumpling type of dish?
I'm gonna guess it's like beef stew, but I don't really know.
I gotta see, now we're coming into the spring, and this whole winter I wanted to do so much in my crock pot, and I did a few good things.
I have like 5 recipes that I know how to cook.
Oh, like hash. 5 what recipes?
What is hash?
Is that what you said?
I don't even know what that is.
Like a corned beef hash? That's what I'm thinking.
I don't
Which
know what that is.
I love with rice. If it's what I'm thinking, it's like the chicken must be ground or like shredded, and then like nice and salty. We had a weird storm last night that only like I had all the windows in the house open because it was so beautiful, and then I got a weather alert on my phone that like at whatever time we're getting a storm. So I text Max because I'm so lazy and said shut your bedroom windows, and then it came through like fast and furious, and then it was over. Oh, poor kitty's on meds. Oh gosh. See, I could never have an animal because I couldn't like that it's such a commitment to me having an animal. Like you have dogs, right? That to me
Yes.
is literally like having another human in your house because, well, of course you have to keep them alive, but then like the medical, like I don't think everybody thinks about that when they're getting like a pet for their kids or something.
Right.
Like there's so much, like the medical costs. Never mind to just feed them and stuff, but just once if they get sick and it's become part of your family now, like oh, I don't have that commitment. I just gives that thinking about that it makes me anxious.
Yes, my dog is on a monthly medication that's almost $200 a month.
Oh, and there's like I've seen people talk about animal insurance, but I don't know if that's like legit.
Yeah, there is. I don't know how much it helps, but there
Oh,
is such a
Patty
thing.
said my vet bills are ridiculous. Thankfully, I have insurance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Trashy, I think I saw that you got a
Oh,
puppy.
puppy. Puppies are a lot of work.
Oh, that's oh my gosh, kids! I
They're like
can't imagine. I
newborns.
couldn't. I can't even. I was just gonna say I can't even house train my kid. I was just gonna say that I can't even potty train my kid. Never mind a freaking animal. They might be easier. I don't know. That's terrible. I was gonna say house train CJ. Um, well, we could. I wanted to play around next time when we go live on the Two Partners in Crime. I'll try out my little microphone, see if I can get it to work because I want to use it this week from my Zooms and my Zooms and see if it works.
Yeah.
And I'll bring it with me to the office tomorrow and try it out there too. Oh, the big dog potty trained the puppy. It works. Oh, Mo, you got you got some horn dogs over there trying to procreate. You know, it's the most basic instinct that humans and animals have is to procreate, right? Isn't that it? To procreate is the most basic instinct.
Yep. Keep the species going.
That's it. So, what else is on the agenda tonight? Is anybody else following anything interesting in the YouTube community that's worth exploring? I mean, I've been traveling over to some other channels. Bartender has a Discord that's like a community Discord that you can, all different types of creators from all different genres. We get to see, like, right? Am I explaining it correctly? Like when they post a live or whatever, or upload a video. And
Yes.
I found some new creators that I don't think I ever would have discovered otherwise that I've been popping in on. Oh, I'm
I'm
gonna mute for
gonna.
a second.
It looks like. Are you still listening, Audie? I need to tell you something. It looks like Lana reacted to Shift Happens video from
Oh yes.
yesterday,
Oh,
so
I'm listening. I got my earbuds. I'm listening. I'm just gonna go grab her.
okay.
Oh, I saw the start of the reaction video. Oh, we should talk about that because I feel like that doesn't affect anybody, and we really should talk about that.
I don't know if anybody in here knows about it. Because I don't know if anybody here is from the Watts Island area. So we kind of been watching Truth and Transparency, which is Lana, and kind of the circus surrounding that because she just got a permanent protective order put against her from another YouTuber. So it's kind of interesting to see how that went down.
Yes, it is, guys. It is. I mean, you got to go into this with like, if you start to explore this, it's just a lot of chaos. I mean, you think you've seen chaos. This chaos is mind blowing, and I couldn't believe I actually heard the court. Like there was a trial, right? It was a trial, a bench
Yes.
trial, essentially, to get this PPO. So one YouTuber got a protective order against another YouTuber for online stalking. I mean, it was stalking. The judge said
Yes.
it is at the minimum stalking.
Yes,
Really,
so it
really,
was
really
very
interesting.
interesting to know that that can happen because there's lots of people that talk about it but never pursue it, and
I think it's
Yeah.
precedented almost. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, I thought I heard them cite a case, but I, I mean, it really, that is a conversation worth having because I think you're going to have some people that feel like it was more of a First Amendment, like a free speech type of thing, right? We're
Right.
saying whatever you want because we can say whatever we want. But at the same time, like, once again, when does it go too far? And so the YouTubers were Truth and Transparency and Unmasked. Those are the
Yes.
two YouTubers that went to court, and Unmasked got a permanent, right? Permanent PPO,
Yes, permanent.
lifetime or whatever. Yeah, and I mean those aren't easy to get on a spouse or an ex. Never mind, like I don't know.
Right.
I just found it very very interesting, and they're in different states,
Yep.
so that
And had
also was.
never seen each other in person. It was all
Yep,
online.
yep. So you can listen to the whole right the whole trial on there's a channel that has it up.
Yes. Aunt Lala, the drunken troll,
Yes.
is where the you can hear it. So yeah, that's interesting. And there's a lot of craziness
Yeah.
going. But
Yep.
that's the Watts
I
case.
I
That's
just
the extended Watts case. So
yes. And once again, it all stems from a case that nobody had anything to do with, that suddenly became so
right.
engrossed in one another's lives.
Um, bartender, it's Lana ended up getting I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Unmasked ended up getting a permanent protective order against Lana. You know, she represented herself, Lana did, and it didn't go well.
Oh yes, she was pro se, and yeah, it was a very. I found the judge's like commentary, I guess, or the judge was very lenient with her and was very helpful. Usually, in these pro
Yes.
se cases, the judge I've seen them say like, "I cannot help you. I cannot give you legal advice." This judge was so patient and so accommodating. Um, but yet, whatever she saw when the evidence was presented was enough to say, "Oh no, this has gone way too far."
No, Pecan, she's not a relative. I don't know how she came into the Watts case. I think after the Netflix is when she came in, and she just kind of took it to the next
Who?
level.
Oh,
She got all of the um, court documents and dissected them, and she's the one that went to Colorado and actually got attorneys to try to appeal
yeah, the 35.
Chris's, yeah, the 35C. She got very wrapped up in it and is still
Very.
very wrapped up in it, even though the
And
family's
she
kind of,
started, yeah, she started that weird nonprofit, which I still think is like people are still very suspicious of. I know nothing about it, called Fighting for Families, where she's trying to like do like a wrongfully accused an organization to support families of the wrongfully accused, and she uses Chris Watts as her like baseline when he admitted to it. It's just so bizarre. The whole thing, she's bizarre. The whole process is bizarre, and whatever happened with her and that other creator is bizarre.
yes, Mo. She was the one, the Shazam that dressed up as a zombie Shanann. It was terrible.
Yep. And I think the judge watched all that, if I remember correctly, watched all her Shazam videos.
I think so. No, different Lana. Trashy.
Oh no 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 no! Totally different. It's Lana. Truth and Transparency is oh poor Lana, but oh gosh, yeah, people are crazy. It's like a warm bath in the middle of an Arctic storm. Oh, Dutchie. What are those called? Hot springs. I think it's in like Greenland you can go to them, right? Or Iceland. It's in Iceland where you're like in around the glaciers, but you're in that hot water. That's us. She used to dress up as Shanann and dress her son up as Cece and the other kid and do creepy videos selling Thrive or whatever Shanann sold, whatever that MLM was. And she would call herself Shazam. Oh gosh, I can't. I can.
Oh, no, Till, don't get into it.
No, I feel like
It's
that is
craziness.
actually. I will say though, that's how I found Critical K.
Me too.
When I very first started looking at certain things on YouTube, she was like one of the first people. Um,
Well, that's how
yeah,
I came into
same
the
thing.
true crime community, was the original start of the Watsons. And then a bunch of
Oh,
new
what did you
people
see?
joined when the Netflix documentary came out.
Yep, that was. I mean, that was a hot.
Stalking
Let's
the.
say that was another.
I don't know about the brother.
Oh, Frankie. You mean
Yeah.
there's some stuff that went on between them? Yes, and she released photos or something that were not
Oh, that was
very
Critical K, yeah.
complimentary. Oh, she released the photos, Critical Guy, of
Yeah.
Frankie, the
Yeah.
drunk or something, Frankie's girlfriend, something like that. Yeah, the whole thing was such a mess.
Yeah, it was just people got way too involved. Um,
Yep, and we see it happen. I mean, I'm guilty of getting overly involved in certain things because you get, I guess, you kind of get a fire under your ass about something. But I think it was a learning experience, and that's it. You learn, and you start
well, the key is being able to stop and look around and go, what am I doing?
Yep. But yeah, so I think though from all of that, the interesting point that I think we were also trying to make correct um, was that there was this actual harassment, this stalking, online stalking is what this woman was accused of, and there was a TRO and then actually a PPO put in place and a gag order, which I think has already been broken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a lurker too, Patty over there. I definitely will admit to that. I am sometimes catching things and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Then we'll message each other and we're like,
I
are
ain't
you
gonna
watching
lie.
this?
Yes. I mean, sometimes it's kind of hard to look away. That's human. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you start to become part of the problem, that's when it's bad. Oh, I missed what Nana said. Oh yeah, the Netflix. Wait, yeah, that really was such a terrible, horrible story, case, whatever. The whole thing was a nightmare
Yes.
for everybody.
And I think,
But
part of that is this social media. Shanann was on social media so much, people felt like they knew her and had a connection to her when they never did.
yeah, I mean,
And kind of the
social.
same thing with SL. Um,
Yep,
People saw her in that video and connected with her, and that parasocial relationship.
yep, yep. You can right.
Yeah,
That's
peeking.
like the social media has, I mean, if we think about it just as a whole, how much it has changed the way like everyday people, not law enforcement, people that are very removed from anything related to like just using true crime as or crimes in general as a as like specifically what I'm talking about when it comes to social media, like how much the public has become part of it. Like
Yeah.
even for like newspapers told us something, but like now, like you have people, whether they're experts or not, they can say whatever they want. They can scream it. They can say it to one person or to a million people, and it becomes like a part of the story when it's really not.
Yeah. It's kind of like a blessing and a curse. I'm sure the police, I mean, because there is people
Oh yeah, good point.
that help cases out, but then I'm sure in some cases where they're getting called multiple times a day over stupid stuff, I'm sure they hate the internet.
Yep. I mean, think about how much the internet and social media has affected like the ability to get like a jury, like a really truly impartial jury, right? That like in the high profile stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Like to find 12 individuals that have not heard anything or read anything or seen anything is impossible, you know, this day and age.
Yes, definitely.
Not Peppy Pig. Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to get off here and start my supper that I don't know what I'm cooking.
Yep, we're gonna wrap it up from our Sunday fun day. So everybody, please go sub to the new channel, Two Partners in Crime. Going forward, that's when we'll be going live from there.
Yes.
Maybe
And
when we have everything firmed up, we can make like a little teaser video for what we're gonna talk about next. Because Hope's really good at that stuff.
you've been warned that we can talk for hours on something, so
Oh yes, you've been warned. Oh, Dutch. All right. Have a good Sunday, everybody. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your nice weather if you're having it. If you're having crappy weather, stay snuggled up. Have a good work week. And we'll see everybody soon. Thank you, Tane.